Let's talk about something that might challenge everything you think you know about what women actually want. She might tell you, I want a good man, a man that will take care of me, a man that will be patient, a man that will be patient even when I'm doing the wrong thing, a man who will accept me as I am, always professing love to me. And she might even mean it when she says it. But here's the paradox. What she says she wants and what she actually responds to are often two completely different things. This isn't about women being deceptive or manipulative. It's about the gap between conscious desire and subconscious attraction. The philosopher Epictetus once observed that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And how you react to a woman's tests, her moods, her contradictions, will determine whether she sees you as a man she can respect or a man she can walk all over. Understanding this distinction is the difference between being the man she genuinely wants and the man she settles for until something better comes along. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your thoughts are colored by the belief that being good means being a doormat, your actions will reflect that. And she will feel it. She will sense that you are not someone she can look up to. And without that sense of looking up, respect cannot exist. And without respect, genuine love cannot flourish. So, let me break down 4 reasons why a woman doesn't really want a good man, at least not in the way most men interpret that phrase. And if you understand these 4 reasons, you'll stop making the mistakes that push women away and start becoming the kind of man she actually craves. Reason number 1. Women need a man who sets boundaries. This might sound counterintuitive because everything in modern culture tells you that being accommodating, agreeable, and endlessly patient is what makes you a good partner. But the truth is, women are very bad at making certain decisions on their own. Not because they're incapable, but because they're often surrounded by influences that pull them in directions that aren't good for them. Think about it. A woman can see a fire because her friends are falling into that fire. She will want to test to see if that fire is hot enough for her to fall inside, whether it will burn her or not. This is why she will always need a man that will tell her, no, this thing is fire. Don't go close to it. Don't enter inside. It will burn you. She always needs that man that will hold her tight and tell her, no, you cannot do it. This is what a woman will see and say, yes, this is the man. He's the one I will respect. He's the one I will listen to. He's the one that will tell me what to do. The moment you say no and stand on your no and a woman is finding it difficult accepting that no, she has already made up her mind that she will never ever respect you. That kind of woman is bad for you. Let her go. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once reflected that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. And when you waste your time with a woman who cannot accept your boundaries, you are wasting the opportunity to find someone who will. Because a woman who genuinely respects you will not fight your boundaries. She will appreciate them because they give her the structure she secretly craves. Women test boundaries constantly. It's not malicious. It's instinctive. They want to know if you are strong enough to hold your ground. If you fold every time she pushes, she will lose respect for you. And once respect is gone, attraction follows. So, when you set a boundary, stand on it. Not with anger, not with aggression, but with calm, unshakable certainty. And if she cannot accept that, she is not the woman for you. Reason number 2. Women want a man who doesn't care too much about her mood swings. This is one of the most misunderstood dynamics in relationships. She says she wants a caring man, a man who will be there for her, a man who will listen. And you think that means you should drop everything to attend to her every emotional fluctuation. You think that when she's upset you should chase her, beg her to talk, and try to fix whatever is wrong. But here's the truth that most men never figure out. A woman wants a man that doesn't care. Not in the sense of being cold or indifferent, but in the sense of not being overly invested in her emotional chaos. A man who doesn't give an F about her feelings, especially if she's always dealing with mood swings. He doesn't send, "You better behave yourself or else you stay, fix yourself and come back to me. If you're not ready to fix yourself, do not come back to me." That is a man a woman doesn't joke with. That is a man a woman doesn't play with. That is a man a woman genuinely wants. A man she needs. A man she will accept with every fiber of her being. A man she will crave that even when you're taking care of her, she will want to genuinely appreciate you. Think about it. If you are always available to absorb her emotional swings, she will never learn to manage them herself. She will use you as an emotional dumpster, and your value will diminish in her eyes. But when you show her that her moods don't control you, that you're not going to chase her when she pulls away, she starts to respect you. She starts to understand that your emotional stability is not dependent on her approval. The philosopher Epictetus also taught that no great thing is created suddenly. And the emotional stability that commands a woman's respect is no exception. It is built through consistent practice. Each time you refuse to be drawn into her chaos, you build that stability. And as you build it, it becomes part of your presence. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you stop letting her mood swings dictate your state, you are exercising that power. You are not being controlled by her emotions. You are standing in your own truth, and that truth is what makes her want to be close to you. If you care too much about a woman's mood swing, you will lose yourself in the process. You will lose your boundaries, your self-respect, your self-worth, even your value. She will stop valuing you, because she will sense that you are more invested in her approval than you are in yourself. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who has abandoned himself. Reason number 3. Women want a man who is willing to walk away. This is perhaps the most powerful thing you can ever demonstrate to a woman. The willingness to leave. Not as a threat, not as a manipulation tactic, but as a genuine reflection of your self-respect. A man that will walk away, that will not stay to take her rubbish. Please don't. It's because of my past trauma. It's because of what my exes did to me. He's at me. Please just give me one more chance. I'm going to change. That man is never there to give her that chance. If she knew you would never give her chance, because if you're coming to her, you're coming with an open mind. You're coming with yourself because you know yourself. You know what you're bringing. It is not just money. This is where I have problem with men of these days who feel money can take care of everything in your relationship. The woman is making money, remember. If you have a woman that is hardworking, that is making money, she needs other things that can keep her in your life. Because your ability to be in her life almost is like useless. Because whatever you will give her, she can give to herself. So, if you cannot be clear's throat, able to walk out of a relationship you entered by yourself when you feel you're not needed, you're not wanted, you're not respected, your values are always being disrespected, then that woman will never feel anything for you than resentment and hate. She will always want to get the worst version of you, and she doesn't care. At this time, peace is nothing to that woman because that peace is something she doesn't want to maintain. You can only maintain your peace with a woman when she knows you will not send to walk out of a relationship. Gradually, if you find out she's been misbehaving, disrespecting you, or she doesn't value you, a woman starts valuing you when she knows you have other options. When she knows you can walk out of a relationship. When you have an abundant mindset, a woman doesn't joke with a man that have an abundant mindset. She will reference that man. She will love that man with everything in her. She will give her all and her best. She is not giving you her best because she feels you don't deserve her best. You can't walk out. Why will you stay in a relationship repeating yourself to a woman severally? You're repeating the same thing. Why do you think that you repeat you said that thing today? For some reason, she's repeating it so you could continue saying it. She know you can't walk out, and a woman doesn't love, she can't love a man like that. That is not what she meant by care. You misunderstood her. The philosopher Seneca observed that true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. And when you were willing to walk away, you were not anxiously dependent on her approval. You are free. And that freedom is what makes you attractive. Most men stay in relationships far longer than they should because they're afraid of being alone. They tolerate disrespect, inconsistency, and emotional manipulation because they think that's what love requires. But love doesn't require you to abandon yourself. Love requires you to be whole, and a woman cannot love a man who has abandoned himself. She can only resent him. So, be willing to walk away. Not as a threat, but as a reality. If she knows you will leave, she will treat you differently. She will value you more. Because she knows that your presence is not guaranteed. And what is not guaranteed is what she will work to keep. Reason number 4. Women need a man who sets consequences for disrespect. When a woman says, "I need a man that will take care of me," she doesn't mean a man that will allow her do whatever she wants. A man that has no boundary that would take disrespecting without telling her, calling her out, and telling her, "I will never tolerate this." And once you're telling a woman what you will not tolerate, set consequences that needs to follow it. Give her an ultimatum that needs to follow it so that she will know that she can't do it and get away with it. Yes, this is the only thing a woman respects. That is your power. Being able to follow through that thing you said to her, that boundaries you set. You don't set boundaries just for the sake of it. You set them to protect yourself. And when she crosses them, you must act. If you set a boundary and she crosses it without consequences, she will cross it again and again. And each time she crosses it, she loses a little more respect for you. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your thoughts are colored by the belief that you deserve respect, your actions will reflect that. And she will feel it. She will know that you are not a man to be trifled with. And that knowledge will make her think twice before crossing you again. We must always want to look at you in the eyes and disrespect that boundaries. What do you do when we disrespect that boundaries? What did you say you're going to do when setting that boundary? Did you follow through? That will determine if your woman will ever respect you. Because if she can disrespect your boundaries, she have disrespected you. A woman cannot disrespect a man she's respecting his boundary. She would disrespect your boundaries first before she come to you. So, if there's no consequences, every boundaries you set, she's going to disrespect it. So, if you don't want her to disrespect, it starts setting boundaries earlier. If you've not even started, start now. Stamp your foot, no matter how she feels, how she cry. It's only a woman that is doing the wrong thing. She will be crying. She will be yelling. Yet whatever she's doing is wrong. Look past that tears. Look past those emotional blackmail. Look past that feelings. Always focus. This is why they say whenever you want to fall in love with a woman, you fall with your head, not with your senses. Because if you fall with both your head and your senses, she will always use you. That is what they're talking about. They didn't say don't fall in love with a woman. Know when a woman is trying to manipulate. Know when she's being real. Know when you're supposed to care less about her feelings and when you're supposed to care. That is you staying sane while being in love with her. The philosopher Epictetus also taught that no great thing is created suddenly. And the ability to set and enforce boundaries is no exception. It is built through practice, through the willingness to stand firm even when it's uncomfortable. Each time you enforce a boundary, you build that muscle. And as you build it, it becomes part of your presence. And that presence is what she will respect. A woman will test your boundaries, not because she wants to hurt you, but because she needs to know that you are strong enough to protect them. If you fail that test, she will lose respect for you. If you pass it, she will see you as a man she can rely on, a man she can trust, a man she can submit to. And that submission is not about control. It's about respect. It's about her knowing that you have her best interests at heart, that you will not let her destroy herself, that you will not let her walk all over you. And that is what she truly wants. That is the care she is asking for, whether she knows it or not. So, if you want to be the man she craves, the man she respects, the man she never wants to lose, you need to understand these 4 truths. First, set boundaries and stand on them. Second, don't be overly invested in her emotional chaos. Third, be willing to walk away if you're not valued. Fourth, enforce consequences when your boundaries are crossed. If you do these things, you will not be the man she takes for granted. You will be the man she fights to keep. The philosopher Seneca once wrote that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. And when you waste your time trying to be a good man in the way that leads to being walked on, you are wasting the opportunity to be a great man. A man who is respected. A man who is desired. A man who is loved. Not because he's convenient, but because he's undeniable. So, stop trying to be the good man she says she wants. Start being the man she actually needs. The man who knows his worth. the man who sets boundaries, the man who doesn't chase, the man who walks away when he's not valued. That is the man she will respect. That is the man she will love. That is the man she will never want to lose. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When you cultivate thoughts of self-respect, boundaries, and emotional independence, your soul reflects that. And she will see it. She will feel it. And she will be drawn to it. Because in a world of men who are desperate for approval, a man who is centered in himself is a rare and precious thing. Be that man. Build that life. And watch how everything changes. If you found value in this video, subscribe to the channel for more insights into psychology, attraction, and mastering the mind. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you made any of these mistakes? Are you willing to correct them? Let me know. Your story might help another man finally understand what truly creates attraction. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never stop becoming the man she can't resist.